Taiwan, I'm Ethan Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan is considering the import of Japanese strawberries. Japan uses pesticides that are prohibited in Taiwan, but the Food and Drug Administration here is meeting to set levels of pesticide residue allowed on the fruit. Taiwanese farmers are worried about Japanese strawberries diluting the market. Bing Wang reports.
Taiwanese farmers planting roots ahead of strawberry season. But this year, Taiwanese consumers could find more than local strawberries on store shelves. In an effort to improve trade relations with Japan, Taiwan is looking to import Japanese strawberries and considering relaxing food safety standards to allow for it. Japan uses pesticides on the strawberries that are prohibited in Taiwan, but Taiwan's Food and Drug Administration has now agreed to set a safety level for consumption of that pesticide residue.
经由一定程序的评估，所以不是叫放宽，这个是我们在制定一个农药的残留链。
Taiwan banned many food imports from Japan after the 2011 Fukushima nuclear disaster, creating a stumbling block in bilateral trade. The ban was only lifted last year. But bringing in more strawberries has raised concerns among Taiwanese farmers who are worried about their income in a diluted market.
那将来台湾的草莓季上市的时候，那同时日本的草莓也这么多进来的话，当然一定会非常严重的影响到。
The FDA is expected to announce the approved residue level in 2 weeks, and imports are expected to start in July. While officials here hope this will boost ties with Japan, it could come at the expense of domestic farmers. Howard Zhang and Bing Wang for TaiwanPlus.
Meanwhile, it's watermelon season in Taiwan and the tasty fruits are being prepared to go to market. But some farmers in the eastern township of Yuli are worried about thieves stealing their produce. Farmers lose about $13 every time a watermelon is stolen. Police have now begun using drone patrols to help protect the harvests. Authorities have also compiled a register with local watermelon growers. They hope that by stepping up patrols, they can help farmers have a fruitful season. The demand for pharmacies in Taiwan has been growing with the aging population. The total amount of pharmacies surpassed the number of 7-Eleven convenience stores in the country. Our reporter Cindy Chi has the story.
Walking down the streets of Taipei, you'll see 7-Eleven convenience stores everywhere. But another type of store is now becoming more common: pharmacies. According to the Ministry of Finance, Taiwan had over 10,000 pharmacies in 2022. With an annual sales value of over $2 billion. Real estate experts say the growth is due to Taiwan's rapidly aging society and the rise of health awareness in the country. But with so much competition, these shops are coming up with new ways to distinguish themselves.
有些药局它会想出不一样的方式，譬如说复合型的，或者是异业结盟的，那一家店开两种形态的，或者是代理一些国外的一个保健食品的一些品牌。 那其实是满足国人的一些需求。
For example, one pharmacy in New Taipei City has begun to provide its customers with healthy bread to help control blood sugar and weight management.
是一般民众，然后没有多一种选择这样子。那这个面包有带来，确实是有带来销售上、营业上的提升。那提升的数据就大概是1成左右。
With pharmacies using fresh ideas to compete for customers, Taiwan drugstores may soon be even more convenient than convenience stores. Ethan Chen and Sandy Chi for TaiwanPlus.
Researchers in Taiwan have found that some Oolong tea varieties contain a compound that could help treat Parkinson's disease. Yu Jinhuang has this report.
Having difficulty climbing down, this mouse has Parkinson's disease. But the same mouse performs much better after being fed tea ghrelin, a compound found in certain oolong teas. Researchers at Zhongxin University say they've proven that tea ghrelin can fix damaged brain cells, so they see it as a possible treatment for Parkinson's.
这个茶激素服用之后，它就让它的坏掉的粒线体，它会把它剔除，然后再重新合成新的好的这个粒线体，就对脑神经的这个功能有保护。
Protecting brain cells is not the only benefit that researchers found in tea ghrelin. The compound also helped a mouse that suffers from muscle loss syndrome, sarcopenia, to synthesize muscles. The research team also looked into a type of fermented tea, pu'er, and found that its compound, strychnine, can fight against viruses and reduce inflammation.
研究成果呢，大大的提升了国内呢茶产业的一个应用。
But not all teas have the beneficial compounds. Tigrelin is only found in Qingxin, Sijichun, and Cuiyu Oolong tea. The researchers suggest that Taiwan build a tea database, so people who want to get a health boost by drinking tea can have a reliable source. Zhang Su and Yujin Huang for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's feral iguana problem is spreading. The invasive lizards have thrived for years in the country's south, but despite the work of hunters and local officials to capture or eradicate them, the iguanas are showing up in new places. Zhang Van Trist has this report.
They're an invasive pest that won't go away. Over the past 2 years, feral green iguanas have made this stretch of coastal Kaohsiung their home. It's one of the newer parts of Taiwan's south these former pets have colonized, ever since they were first imported in 2001. With no predators and tropical sunshine, these American creatures can breed fast. And in Taiwan, they're ruining crops, wrecking fish ponds, and killing other animals.
是被咬到只剩下一半，对，嘿啊，就是晚上的时候。
It's now illegal to import iguanas, and owners must register them. In recent years, local governments have offered bounties and encouraged the hunting and capturing of the lizards, with some success.
去年大约捕获了5000只左右的绿鬣蜥，目前在公园或者郊区都可以发现。
But it's proven difficult to remove them. For starters, iguanas can lay up to 70 eggs at a time. Officials say that between 2016 and 2020, their numbers grew 27-fold.
以前可能1个月看一次，现在好像2、3天就会跑出来让你看一次了。
Conservationists say a more thorough search is needed.
那因为它族群密度低，政府在追求数量的时候，委外的那些厂商他们就不会去抓。
And they say until officials make sure there's nowhere for the lizards to hide, they'll continue to spread, causing damage wherever they go. Kama Xu and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's waters are teeming with all sorts of coral species, and it's currently their spawning season. But how corals spawn is still very much a mystery. To understand this better, researchers are studying the conditions necessary for them to reproduce. Eric Gao has the story.
As if responding to some unspoken signal, coral begin to spawn in the waters off southern Taiwan. Somehow, without any way to communicate, the coral release gametes all at the same time. Scientists don't know the mechanism, but they can predict roughly when it'll happen.
Usually, they spawn from 5 nights to 8 nights after full moon in April, May, June in Green Island.
The current theory? Scientists think the synchronized spawning has a lot to do with differences in light levels with the full moon and the dark period that follows. Scientists are now seeing if they can recreate these conditions artificially.
就是做些模拟的光，在实验室里面去照这些珊瑚，再看看它们会不会产卵。
But light may not be the only factor. Researchers think microorganisms that live in the coral could also play a major role.
这个珊瑚在沟通的时候产生的这些化学物质，很有可能是它的共生群协助它来制造的。
The waters around Taiwan are home to about a third of the world's coral species. While this research project won't show results for another 5 years, scientists hope that their findings will help shed some light on the mysteries of the local coral's reproduction. Andy Schreier and Eric Gao for TaiwanPlus.
Massive schools of barracuda attracting divers to Taiwan's Green Island. Thousands of the fish are swarming in what local diving instructors describe as tornadoes. They say it's pretty rare for the fish to gather in such numbers, while the barracuda swarms are drawing tourists. They are warned not to get too close as the fish may attack humans. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images of an AI-created stainless steel statue on display in Stockholm, Sweden. I'm Ethan. Take care, and I'll see you next time.